This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City. Are we running?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, I'm John Cullum, and...
You are John Cullum.
Yes, I am.
Are you sure you're John Cullum?
Well, I hope I am.
Sing.
Are you? Let me ask you this. Are you sure I'm John Cullum?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely, I'm sure you're John Cullum.
Okay, what are we going to do today?
Okay, we are going to talk about whether you prefer rehearsals or performances.
Oh my goodness, that's a deep subject.
Going over and over and over and over and over things and digging into them in rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you prefer performances? Now, this is a post from my blog, M's Talk Room.
Right.
So I want true feelings of John Cullum.
You mean I can't lie, huh?
No lies.
Okay, well, the truth is...
Yes? I don't know the answer to this.
Well, I do.
Okay.
I enjoy working on rehearsals probably more than I do performing in many ways. Because you're learning what the material is, you're finding a character, you're bringing to bear all of your experience, and you're experimenting, and you're reaching for high moments, and you're trying to figure out what will please the author, what will please the director, what will please the audience, and what will please you.
So you like pleasing people?
I like pleasing, but I put myself last, but that's actually the first person that I'm most anxious to please.
It doesn't ever bore you to do it over and over and over?
Well, that brings you to the performing. Now, I say I prefer it to perform, but believe me, if I had to rehearse like the Moscow Arts used to rehearse for a year, and no wonder they started inventing things to keep themselves amused. But I would not enjoy performing.
Is that how they got involved into the Stanislavski technique?
A lot of them, they would devise different ways to keep it fresh during rehearsals, not during performances. And so they had to invent different ways. And of course, it made it very easy for the director to come up with new ideas. Oh, that's better than what you did.
New ways to attack it.
Yeah. But for me, I would not, as a performer, like to work, as hard as I do in rehearsal for each performance. So I can do 6 to 8, sometimes 2 months of rehearsal. But
you like 2 months of rehearsal?
I don't like that much. I don't think you need that much usually. But I have done over 2 years of performing the same part. Now that would be impossible for me as a performer to rehearse a part for 2 years. It wouldn't be impossible, but I would soon run out of ideas.
I prefer rehearsals to performances too.
Well,
but I prefer rehearsals because it's a working time and learning. And performance is sensing the audience, sensing the light, sensing the atmosphere, and communicating in a different way.
No? What, you mean performing?
Performing, yeah.
Performing brings, look, after a day of rehearsal, you don't have a great sense of having accomplished tremendous achievement. After you've mastered a role and are doing a performance, you may not feel the same excitement during the performance, but usually you do, because it's thrilling to go through these particular things that excite an audience and excite you too. Performing is great. We wouldn't do it if we didn't like performing.
But you don't perform for applause. I think that's a misconception.
Yeah, well, what happens though is that after a performance, there is a sense of satisfaction and achievement that you don't really get in a daily rehearsal. A rehearsal is building, slowly putting pieces together until you finally make an edifice. And that edifice you have to create and build every night. And there's a tremendous sense of accomplishment after each performance.
I think I'm going to hire you.
Okay.
I think I'm going to not rehearse you.
Oh, well, no, that would
No,
not
no,
fit
I'll
into
hire you for a year of rehearsing with
Oh,
Emily.
oh yeah. Well, okay. I
No,
guess
I
I
just,
could put up with that.
you can put up with it. It's just interesting to me because I see the way you rehearse when you're by yourself, and I sense for a long time to actually prefer rehearsals to performance.
Well, it's a work process that is very, very important to the finished product.
Well, John,
Yes, Emily.
I'm going to hire you.
Okay, I
I
sure.
like you.
I must talk a good game, even if I can't perform a good game.
Well, it was good to hear what you prefer.
Well, thank you for asking, and I appreciate being able to express it to whoever listens to this. And we'll see you again next week. Okay?
Yes, next week.
So long.
This is AI.R. See you next week.